everybody. Okay, we're heading to Oregon. It is 2 weeks. I am 2 weeks post-op. Take a look at my eyes. They're looking pretty good, huh? Still got some bruising here, swelling, blah, blah, blah. Gonna see scars for a while. But, yeah, I'm feeling really good. So, off we go. We stopped in Madera to pick up Jack in the Box coffee and my favorite, Jack in the Box potato thingy. So, and yeah, I know, it's a bunch of freaking fast food. Okay, so Grant and I are driving up the road, heading towards the cutoff to take us to San Francisco and on up the coast. And we're yapping about the initiative that's coming up to split California into 6 states. Okay, that is wrong on so many levels. And let me start with the first. California is not just a state. It's a myth, it's a legend, it's a powerhouse, it is a microcosm of the United States. In that, it has varied resources, it has extremely varied weather and geography. Geopolitically, it is all over the map. People, types of people, industries. I mean, like Grant just said, California could be its own country. That's what's made it so powerful. And I've got a couple questions, and I haven't really researched this yet, and I'm going to. But one thing I'm wondering about is how are they going to deal with tax base? I guess some guy in Silicon Valley, who Grant is looking up for me right now, is Tim Draper, okay, who I do not know.
Son of Don Draper.
And son of Don Draper, yeah, right. Entertainment imitates life. Anyway, or the other way around. Anyhow, so I don't know anything about this guy, never heard of him before. I haven't researched the issue, so I could be dead wrong about all of this. But I'm going with my gut instinct and my intuition, which has served me well, 90% of the time. So anyway, yeah, so ripping this country into 6 parts, prima facie anyhow, is ridiculous. This state needs to, it needs all of that diversity in order to maintain its integrity of what it is. So if you've got 6 little states, each with a different tax base, each with its own economy, you have weakened every one of them. In this case, I think there's strength in solidarity, in my opinion. And my analogy to Grant a while back was, okay, if you take a baby that's got a poopy butt and you don't want to deal with that poopy butt, which might be, I don't know, illegal aliens, let's say, or welfare, people on welfare, let's call them the poopy butt of the United States, as an example. If you cut off the baby's poopy butt, you have killed its little kissy mouth too. Why are we chopping up this baby just so we don't have to deal with its poopy butt? Now we're going to deal with 6 rotting little pieces of baby that you can't put back together. So, wrong. And this is something that I could get politically involved in, is keeping the state in one piece. So, there we go. Go California Classic! All right. I want a t-shirt. California Classic. And the Coke script so they can sue me for trade dress infringement or something. Anyway, okay, I'm back. I'm getting more and more angry about this ripping up the state thing. Okay, so
keep her awake one way or another.
Here's the deal. If California were a state like Texas, which from area to area has a lot of similar features, chopping it
South Texas versus North Texas, come on.
Chopping it up would be a lot easier. But California isn't like that. California has big areas that do one thing. Silicon Valley does one thing. The Central Valley does one thing, farming. LA area, well, entertainment industry. San Francisco, well, it's San Francisco. Northern California, liberals and poor ex-marijuana growers, and lots of big trees. And here's my analogy. If you have a box full of a bunch of pennies, it's pretty easy to split up those pennies so that the 6 equal parts have similar features. But California is like $4 big in a box. You can't cut them up. They have value together in that box. And if you split those dollars in half with a awl and a old screwdriver, you're gonna have pieces of coin that you can't negotiate. Well, California is that way. Its strength is in its huge areas of specialization that all come together to form a base for the state itself. And I don't buy that the state legislature blows off certain parts of California. I don't buy that, because there are resources in every part of California that are lobbied about, including farming. So, you're not going to sell me that. So that's my thoughts on this right now. Here's another deal. If you rip up a state like California, then you have 6 states that have basically one feature per state that is its base, whether it's farming or tech or entertainment, whatever. If that new small state, has a natural or other disaster that requires shoring up financially, there won't be resources within that state if it's one of the smaller ones, tax base wise. There won't be resources to help it. For example, the drought, that's a great example. If Central California were its own state and we were going through the drought now, it would be completely devastating for Central California. There's no money to fix it. You can't get the money from any other part of the state, because guess what? They're new states now. So what that means is you have to go to the federal government and plead for money. All right, what does that do? That strengthens the hold of the federal government on each state. So you're not buying any additional autonomy if you chop up your state. You're actually weakening every one of those states and making them more dependent on the federal government, which could be old Tim Draper's idea in the first place. I don't know the guy, but the cards are pretty well drawn based on where he went to school and what he does for a living and where he comes from financially. And that's all fairly liberal stuff, which is a proponent, the liberals, they are proponents of a strong federal government. And I'm not, in case you can't tell. Okay, more later.